This is the last lock before you get to the embranchment that would take you to Epinal. On the pole chain, there is a button. The button says go straight or go to Epinal. And when you push the button, it alerts the VNF officer on duty that you want to go to Epinal, and then there's a one-way aqueduct. And we were kind of sitting here not knowing what to do, and then we pushed the button, and then the gates opened up, and then all of a sudden you're going to see somebody running out waving his arms at us because he was concerned that our draft was too great to turn the corner and make the aqueduct, and it's not. The Relaxed Companion only drafts 0.85, so no problem, we can go just about wherever we want. Well, we wanted to go up the Rhine, but that didn't happen. Anyway, you just think about it. If you're playing this embranchment route to Epinal, which I highly encourage you to do, it's very nice, and the port here is wonderful. Think about how much you're drafting, and if you're a bit deep in the water, consider something else.
That was a tricky entry. We had to squeeze under that bridge through that narrow area, hit a patch of wind, and then get into the lock. Dave did a good job. He made it.
Screwed up.
Oh, they're pretty sturdy. It's the fourth large barge we've seen in this section of the canal, and looks like they're working right out of here. Getting loaded from here or unloading here. You come down here to Epinal, where we're gonna stay at the marina here. We'll have to backtrack to leave, and then we'll have all these locks when we leave. Something we use all the time on board, besides this chart, which we love these charts, are the binoculars. You need them because, see, there's the next lock, but you need to know where is the telecommande. So we take our binoculars, simulate here for you, and zoom in, and then you can see there's the telecommande. When you click the button, it indicates to the lock to open, and then we can go in. It's also useful for telling if there's a boat coming toward us or away from us, if there's a hazard in the water. We use the binoculars all the time. Oh, we're out of the industry zone and back into the fair land of the French countryside. Couldn't be lovelier. Taking the aqueduct over the Mosel. So we've been meandering with the Mosel for a couple days here now. Taking a short break. Heading to Epinal. Comes Dave with 2 bikes, and there comes Rick with 2 more bikes. Ooh boy.
We got city bikes because they got fenders and racks.
Oh.
So that'll be better in the rain.
Than the mountain bikes that I wanted to get.
Oh yeah, smart. Thanks for that.
This is the main monument here at the Epinal American Cemetery. It's D-Day today. Not that anyone who participated in D-Day is buried here, but D-Day was the start of the liberation of Europe from tyranny. And these guys were part of that journey to end it. On this wall are the missing. Here's one name in particular, John McGee. He was a second lieutenant in the 825th Bomber Squadron from Pennsylvania. He was a Pathfinder bomber, and the Pathfinders were the ones who let everybody else know where to drop the bombs. They were the first bomber in the bomb group. He was shot down over Munich, and his body was never recovered. So this wall is the missing that are buried and remembered here, missing still somewhere in Europe, and memorialized on this wall. And that wall continues all the way around. As I make my way around the wall of missing soldiers, I want to point out somebody else. This spot here recognizes George Suyama. He was a sergeant in the 442nd Infantry Regiment from Montana. Now, George was part of an all-volunteer unit of Japanese Americans. Most of these guys' families were actually living in internment camps in the United States. They were the most decorated, they are the most decorated American combat unit in history. Over 4,000 soldiers were awarded the Purple Heart. There were over 500 Bronze Stars awarded, and about 21 of these guys earned the Congressional Medal of Honor. At the base here, it's interesting to note that someone has placed a wreath, and the wreath says, "Go for broke." And the Nisei unit, the all-Japanese unit, that was their motto, "Go for broke." So I am not the only one here recognizing George and the other 14 soldiers that are buried here and their contribution to freedom. It's quite amazing. We're now inside the rotunda, the monument that you see at the beginning. And in here is a mosaic that shows the progress of the war. And in that fought here, where the 7th Army progressed through and their conflict. Really an amazing mosaic. This is the guest book. It's mostly filled out by people from Europe. And you see the comments. Thank you, USA. Thank you for our freedom. This here is written in French. Respect for the soldiers that died for our liberty. So it's always interesting to come to the cemetery if there's someone here to visit. I don't know who this is, but this is Gerald Cameron. One of Rick's last names is Cameron. And he was Gerald was a staff sergeant, 141st Infantry Division. He's from Massachusetts. He died December 9th, 1944. And that's really all I know about him. Just what it says on his marker, and that he shares the same last name as Rick's mom. Carla's maiden name is Olson. It's not an uncommon name, but this is the only Olson buried here. This is Eric T. Olson, Staff Sergeant, 991st Field Artillery Battalion from New York. He died September 4th, 1944. Eric had been wounded previously. He was awarded the Purple Heart and the Bronze Star for action in counter battery. He was a forward observer. There are two plots here, A and B. And if you want to find someone, you can look them up with the American Battlefield Commission. They've got a website where you can search everyone who's buried in a battlefield, military battlefield, that is not in the United States. And pretty amazing. These guys all standing sentry here in France. I don't know much about him, or really anything other than what it says. But this is Ellis Wecht, Staff Sergeant, or Sergeant, 142nd Infantry, 46th Division, Pennsylvania, died December 3rd, 1944, and he was awarded the Medal of Honor for his actions somewhere in France. This is the port in Epinal, and it's really amazing. You've got a exercise center down there. You've got a parkour place here. You've got two playgrounds. You've got this rapids water park where you can rent a kayak or a whitewater raft. Along the quayside here, you've got the boats, and in the distance, way down there, you've got a restaurant and a bar, and you can rent e-bikes, cruise around. We did that today. It was really fun. It costs €8 a night here. Water, electricity included, no extra per person, just simple €8. It's practically free. If you're in the area and you've got a few days, you should definitely stop here at Epinal. It's been absolutely worth our time, and we've had a great time. And going to visiting the American cemetery today learning about the Japanese-American Nisei troops, learning about some of the combat that took place here in the Vosges, and doing that on D-Day. It was all special to me. I'm a big World War II historian buff, so I really enjoyed that. If you've enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. We are getting back onto the canal tomorrow. We've got one more day of ups, and then it's all downhill to Burgundy. I hope you join us for those new episodes. I will add this one caveat. We'll be out in the wilderness tomorrow and the next day and the next day, and it might be difficult for me to keep the pace, but fear not, my loyal friends, I will make a video about it. Okay, until then, I say à tout à l'heure and cheers.